I'm bored. Let's talk about how I got into the board gaming hobby. Hello everyone, I'm Brian and welcome to my channel. I thought for my first video I would introduce myself and give you a little board gaming biography. How did I get into board gaming? And gaming started early for me when I was young with games like cribbage and chess and backgammon. And I really appreciated those games because cribbage I loved because I loved taking the cards and finding cards that added to 15 if you're familiar with the game, or finding runs of cards. And chess, I loved playing chess because I loved predicting what my opponent would do and capturing their pieces, and winning or losing, it was still really fun to just apply my mind and think about how to win a game. In my early teens, I discovered Risk. I played a lot of Risk, but my passion in my teens was playing Dungeons and Dragons. And I really loved Dungeons and Dragons because that would allow me to be very creative. I could create a character using any kind of race or class, and then I'd be allowed to role play and kind of act that character out. And then of course combat was always fun. Rolling those 20-sided dice to figure out if you hit and whatnot. That was also one of the funnest things about Dungeons and Dragons. That gets me to my early 20s, and when I was in my early 20s I discovered one of the greatest games ever, and it still is one of the most amazing games, and that is Magic the Gathering. My favorite, fondest memory of Magic the Gathering is when a new set would come out. My friend Jeff and I, we would go buy boxes of boosters, and we would go home and then we would open those packs, and the first thing we would do is smell those new cards. Oh, it was the greatest smell ever, is those new card smells. And then what we would do is we'd take the deck of cards, the booster pack, and we'd kind of slowly reveal those cards and kind of guess, oh, what do you think this card is? And sometimes we'd look at the picture and guess that way. And of course, always the funnest part was always looking at your rare to see how good your rare was. One of the best things I loved about Magic the Gathering, though, was building decks. That, again, was kind of a creative outlet. I never built decks to really win. My focus was to build unique decks, use cards that aren't always used, and I loved making combos. So I think that kind of is something that transitioned and made me the board gamer I am today. I really like board games that have combos related to them. Towards the end of my 20s, I was still playing Magic the Gathering, but I had my first child in 1997, and then my second was born in 2002. So then I transitioned out of Magic the Gathering and started to find family board games like Life and Monopoly and Clue. And I really appreciated playing these games with my family and my kids because they started to develop financial literacy and budgeting and how to play fairly and following rules. I really found value into playing these board games. But unfortunately, we got kind of bored. I didn't know about the board gaming hobby at that time, so we were playing most of the basic simple games and we kind of got bored of them. But in 2013, YouTube suggested a video for me, and it was by Wil Wheaton's Tabletop. And it was at this time I was like, oh wow, what's this? This looks so interesting. And if you've never seen a tabletop video by Wil Wheaton, he always prefaces it by kind of giving a little quote. And his quote for this video was, "This is such simple and elegant game that even your wife will want to play it." Does that sound familiar? What kind of gateway game do you think that was? Take a guess. Well, did you guess Ticket to Ride? Because if you did, you are correct. Ticket to Ride was my gateway game into this awesome hobby. It was quickly after that I found games like Stone Age and Dixit and Castle Panic and just on and on and on. I was addicted. I joined board game clubs. I bought almost 50 games my first year of gaming. I found out that there was conventions, thousands of people, gaming libraries. I'd take my family and my friends to those conventions. Boy, that was so much fun. So it was shortly after I discovered board gaming that there was this idea of solo board gaming. So not only could I use board gaming to bond with friends and family, but I could play a game by myself and take the time to delve into the mechanics and the theme and the art. What a wonderful aspect of board gaming. So I really have a lot of fun playing board games by myself as well. So it's now 2023, and I've been in this hobby for almost 10 years. I consider myself an omni gamer, but over the 10 years I've developed a preference for mid to heavyweight Euros, I enjoy playing games with my friends and my family, and as I mentioned earlier, I like playing games solo, so I can really kind of delve into the mechanics and the art and the theme of a game. So with thousands of games designed and sold every year, multiplied by how long this hobby has been flourishing, that's just way too many games to purchase, let alone play. So how do you choose a game to play? How do you choose which game to purchase? So my channel is hopefully going to help you, since our time is so limited. My channel is designed to kind of help you make better informed decisions on which game to purchase and which game to play with your playgroup. So that's my board game bio in a nutshell. What was your board game bio in a nutshell? Tell me in the comments below. How long have you been in this wonderful hobby? What was your gateway game? Thanks for joining Board with Brian, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future videos. Goodbye.